Call of Duty used to be the shooter. Every fall, millions of players showed up, no questions asked. Midnight launches, packed lobbies, cultural dominance. But now, every new release feels tense, not excitement, there's just tension. Comment sections are divided, player counts spike and drop, and more importantly, people who used to live in Call of Duty are actively looking for other shooters. So what happened? Today I want to break down why so many players are disgruntled with Call of Duty and why other shooter games suddenly feel more appealing even if they're smaller, slower, or less polished. This isn't a hate video, it's an autopsy. The first issue is simple. Call of Duty never stops. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we made it to 2035 and Call of Duty never took a hiatus to strengthen their games. A brand new quote-unquote premium release every year, every single year. Warzone updates constantly. Season passes layered on top of seasonal events, layered on top of store bundles. For a long time this worked, but eventually familiarity turns into fatigue. Many players feel like they're buying the same core experience repeatedly with minor changes dressed up as reinvention. Like, you know how Apple releases a new iPhone every single year and they make minimal changes to it and people still generally buy it? It's the same thing with Call of Duty and gaming. Call of Duty will add new movement systems. They'll get added to the game. You know, first you got the wall running, then you got the jetpacks, and you have all this other things, and then they'll remove it, then they'll add it again. Maps are remixed, guns are renamed, mechanics rotate. And while iteration isn't inherently bad, yearly release pressure leaves no room for true evolution or true change in the franchise. Players don't feel like they're stepping into a new era of Call of Duty. They feel like they're clocking into the next shift. Call of Duty doesn't know what it wants to be anymore. I would argue that they resemble more of an identity crisis. Is it a fast arcade shooter? Is it a tactical, realistic military experience? Is it a battle royale platform? Is it a live service cosmetic economy? The answer is all of them and none of them at the same time. Longtime players of Call of Duty argue over the fundamentals. You know, components of the game like the time to kill an enemy, the movement speed, the map design, audio realism of what you're hearing, skill expression, those type of things. Each change seems designed to please one group while alienating another group, though, simultaneously. And when a game tries to satisfy everyone, it often satisfies no one deeply. Other shooters, by contrast, are very clear. Counter-Strike knows exactly what it is. Escape from Tarkov knows exactly what it is. Battlefield for damn sure knows exactly what it is. Call of Duty feels like it's constantly chasing trends instead of defining them. Let's talk about monetization, because this is where resentment really starts to build. Modern Call of Duty is fully priced at launch, monetized with seasonal battle passes, stuffed with premium skins, driven by storefront rotations, and is designed around engagement metrics. Players don't just feel like customers anymore, they feel like data points. When every menu has a store tab, when progression is tied to season timelines, when cosmetics overshadow gameplay updates, it creates the sense that the business model matters more than the player experiences while they play Call of Duty. Even players who don't buy the skins still feel the weight of the system. I, for one, am very frustrated every time I log into the thing and there's millions of different tabs here trying to get me to do something. Well, I just want to play the campaign, that's it. And when something feels exploitative, even subtly, trust erodes in that franchise and that company. Another major pain point is how the game treats skill. Strict skill-based matchmaking has created an environment where casual players feel constantly punished, skilled players feel artificially constrained, and every match feels more or less exhausting. There's little room for relaxed play, learning through failure, or experimentation. Instead, every match feels like a ranked match, whether you want it to or not. Players don't feel like they're improving naturally. They feel like the system is correcting them constantly. This algorithmic design removes organic highs and lows, the very moments that made older Call of Duty titles memorable. And now the hallmark question. So why are players looking elsewhere? Because other shooters offer something Call of Duty currently struggles to provide: intentionality. Games like tactical shooters, hardcore survival shooters, smaller scale multiplayer games, they often prioritize clear design philosophy, slower, more deliberate pacing, meaningful consequences, identity over mass appeal. They may not have massive budgets, ultra polished animations, or cinematic marketing, but they feel honest, they feel real, they feel authentic and legitimate. Players feel respected and heard, not manipulated or challenged or managed. And in a landscape oversaturated with live service hooks, that authenticity, that stands out. and Call of Duty does not have that right now. Here's the key point, and this is my opinion. Call of Duty isn't bad, it's just overextended. It's trying to be a yearly blockbuster, a forever platform, a competitive esport, a casual party game, a monetization machine, and something always has to give. Players aren't abandoning Call of Duty because they hate shooters. They're leaving because they want something with a soul again, something that feels designed first and monetized second. People are only crying about this game sucking because they care about it and they're longtime supporters of the franchise. So that should send message to the developers like, hey, our supporter base that actually care about these games, we should actually put more effort into this as opposed to just releasing a game every single year thinking that that's going to fly and people are going to just flock to it. That's not going to work anymore. Call of Duty will always be massive. It will always sell. It will always dominate headlines. But cultural dominance isn't the same as cultural love, if that makes sense. Right now, players aren't asking for perfection. They're asking for clarity, respect, and identity. And until Call of Duty decides what it truly wants to be, other shooters will continue to fill that void, not because they're bigger, but because they're focused. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let me know what shooter you've been playing instead of Call of Duty and why. I'm Harlem. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.